I'm at Liberty Hospital, and y'all know how I feel about recordings from hospitals and pictures from hospitals. And my sister Val came to check on me because it was a very, very traumatic uh, experience that brought me to the hospital, and that trauma moved forward so far uh, that I got admitted to the hospital. So, but I'm okay. I'm still here. I didn't die. I actually made a breakthrough, a quantum leap breakthrough. And I recognized that all of the prayers that had been prayed were empowering me with the strength that I needed to ensure that every round of chemo brought me closer to remission. But there is a prayer that has been prayed over my life for my entire life by my because I had a praying grandmother. There is a prayer of exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think. And the breakthrough that I received looked to my looked to my daughter, who was the only person in the house with me, uh, and it should have looked to uh, a Facebook Live that now we can't find. And because I made the breakthrough, I understand why we couldn't find it. Uh, and a whole lot more is going to come out about that later. I don't know if this video is the viral moment. I don't know if the video that I make explaining to Tabitha Brown why her mother leaves her dimes will be my viral moment. I don't know if the video that I make with the people that I listed in my notebook that I was divinely inspired to write their names down and call them forward as uh, goddesses: Erica Badu, India Ari, Jill Scott, Lauren Hill, and call forth as prophets and ministers: Kirk Franklin, of course, John P. Key, because that's how I made the breakthrough, and Fred Hammond, and Stephanie Archer, and Kimberly K. Gridiron, and Crystal Rucker, who just had surgery on her, I think, thyroid. And I'm going to share a testimony about why I'm in the hospital, and they keep asking me. For the first time ever in my life, somebody asked me, a medical professional asked me, have they said anything to you about your thyroid? But because I made the breakthrough, I overstand. I don't. Words have power. I don't understand. I overstand. Because words have power, I recognize that I am going to have to spend some time learning to navigate, because the breakthrough, what's on the other side of through, is a new level. Y'all know how you hear people say, you hear preachers say, new levels, new devils. So I know the devils at the people, the names that I named. I know the devils at those levels had to be some battles that Fred Hammond talks about it. His surgeries, his knees, his pain is all of those are points of tension. Jill Scott talks about it in this album that she just released. And I have not even, oh, and let me not forget the ultimate usher who ushered me through the breakthrough buy 2 books. When I was recording the the video that looks like I'm having a seizure or it looks like I died, uh, that now I can't find, and now I can't uh, access because it's probably viral. But when I try to go to Facebook, it says that I don't. It says I need to post my permission and post my website. It's a message that I've never seen, and I understand now that I've got that message because I did not take the time to listen to Just Jazzy in the boot camp tell me how to set everything up to make sure that when my viral moment comes, it's monetized correctly. But I also overstand that the moment, my viral moment will be so viral because I had the breakthrough and I have the information, I have the knowledge now and the tools. So I'm developing the language that you will understand to break the code. So it's not just that uh, it will be a viral moment. It will be an explanation and a description of all of the inspiration for all of the viral moments. Why I need to have a conversation with Tabitha Brown and Kev on stage. Uh, why I need to have a conversation or be invited on to Flame Monroe's podcast to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about gender and sexuality and the systems and the isms. All of the isms are systems. And y'all know Donald Lawrence wrote a song, "The systems of the world will try to shake your confidence. The systems were designed to make you doubt what heaven sent. But the thing God gave to you, give it back to Him. For the gift, it will make room." And that's what the shift is. That's where the ease is. Even rhythm is a system. Even rhythm. We are all energy. And there are so many distractions to disrupt and so much chaos to distract that we try to figure out and stumble through and work our way through the tension and find the places of ease. And these people that I named that I need to have a conversation with about are gonna explain how they have been able to minister to us opportunities through that can get to us through the chaos and the distraction because they persist, and they can keep us healthy because the hospital is a system, insurance is a system. And now remember what I said. Remember what Donald Lawrence told us. The systems of the world will try to shake your confidence. That's why we need guides, ushers, ministers, healers, preachers, teachers to keep us focused from the distraction and the chaos. And I have to post this video even though I'm in the hospital And even though I've been posting and blogging about the multiple myeloma blastosis diagnosis that I received on April 24th, and I've been updating about the chemotherapy treatment that I've been receiving since April 7th. The reason I called yesterday, Tuesday, April 21st, the best chemo day ever, because it helped to usher me with all of the Tabitha Brown videos. Even the algorithm is designed to try to shake your confidence and make you doubt what heaven sent. But I, through the breakthrough, am able to use the algorithm to be able to get the information to you. I can multiply hexadecimals in my head after this breakthrough. I can figure out how transportation works. I can figure out how transfer of information and multilingual and spectrums and isms I can see. We always say in the church, in faith, I once was lost, but now I'm found. The breakthrough found me. And Iyanla Van Zant's book, Spiritual Hygiene, was my breakthrough. That's why I made a post about the glitch in my Amazon Prime, because Jeff Bezos is a disruptor. And greed, that's why greed is one of the deadliest sins. That's why millionaires and billionaires are so dangerous. And that's why they're villainized, because greed and gluttony are sins. But we've been so distracted about GLPs because we thought gluttony was my 600-pound life. Dr. Nazarton is a conductor. Or maybe he's an inspirer. I'm still learning the language. I'm still learning to translate from here, from where I am here, to where everybody else still is there. And I am and I'm doing it in the hospital, because if I try to rush it and just get it all out, it will look like I'm having a seizure or I'm having a stroke, because there's not enough room in my body for it. So the miracle of me being I'm at Liberty Hospital. I live in a part of the city off of Parvin Road by an amusement park called Worlds of Fun. And I drive my daughter to Job Corps for her HBI, that's Home Builders Institute, training every day that she has class. And I've been doing that since January. So in addition to job searching, hustling to maintain to the bills, so I did that. I was able to have a really successful tax season this year, tax education season this year, and able to pay rent and pay bills. And I'm telling you this because we operate out of a lack mindset instead of the abundance mindset. And I use the word mindset, even though that's not the appropriate language since I overstand. But I'm use the language I'm gonna just adopt the vernacular. And I'm gonna insert songs where appropriate as points of recognition to contend the distraction. Uh, so I am in the hospital because once I made the breakthrough, I had to make a decision. I had to make a decision to break every chain, Tasha Cobbs, to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And every time I would try to speak, my mouth would swell up with air and I couldn't speak. And I realized that was a pause. That's why they're called palsies, cerebral palsy. Your brain seizes, everything here freezes. And if you don't find a way to talk, speak after that, and when that happens in a hospital, that's a code blue. You code. People start rushing into the room. All chaos ensues. And you can't calm yourself. You can't see yourself. You can't hear yourself. And you can't feel yourself. And there is nothing there. There's no there. And the reason that I say love wins is because through this cancer, well, I'm gonna get some rest, and I'm gonna share that when I'm in one of the viral moments with one of the people that I listed, or with my sister, or with whoever is sent to offer to join me in, call me in, tap me in, link me in, because I just learned how to go live, so I don't know how to do that with other people. What's coming to my mind is it might be not Carlton Banks, but it might be my sister. It might be whoever God reveals, whoever shows up. Anyway, I'll save that for that because rest is essential. Removal from the distraction and the chaos is essential. Water is essential. And when we get a full, and everything that grows, everything that we need grows out of the ground. It is here for us. We live in the Garden of Eden, and there is no separation. There is no division. There is no veil of the temple to be rent. What there is are tables to be flipped and the fulfilling of revelation. So there are nations to topple. There are demons to tremble. And we do that by the power of our words. But the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. They are spiritual, to the pulling down of strongholds. And when I say the word strongholds, it reminds me of a book that my daughter had me read called Binding the Straw Man. And that book explains the systems of numbers, social security numbers, identity, and monetization of our identity through policies and practice like insurance. But we know we have blessed assurance. So those are just a few examples of what I overstand when I say I overstand. Regina, it's the reason that I asked you to pause before you sign the contract, because I didn't know it then, but the breakthrough was coming. And even though I didn't know it then, I knew something was telling me, and something was telling you, because you hesitated and you called me, and I received that, but I was distracted. And so I That was my sister calling me, and that's a distraction tactic when I'm trying to deliver the message, because it would make me end the video and it would cause chaos and confusion to people who I mentioned in the video, and people who probably won't watch the video because there's no reason for them to know me until my viral moment. So somebody would have to be inspired to send it to them or link it to them or attach it to them. And that somebody will not be me, because God said, write the vision and make it plain. And now that I understand why I even started vlogging in the first place, and now I especially understand how I got over my uh issue, my conflict of posting from the hospital or posting from wherever I am, especially with these little things. All the little ones I took off, but I didn't want to take off the big ones in case they need some more evidence. And I definitely will sit down with a medical professional. I hope my oncologist, I see her on Tuesday, and I definitely am going in with an assignment for her to ask her for the opportunity to break down, break through, and break down a procedure, because unless they want to be an influencer, doctors of her age and doctors of her stature have no interest in creating a viral moment, and I get that. But I know that a recorded conversation with her and a explanation of what I am experiencing from the benefit of her knowledge and experience and confidence uh, will be a viral moment. So I'm gonna at least make the ask, at least make the attempt. Uh, but my eyes are getting heavy because I need rest. I realize now that the last time I slept in my bed was about 12 hours ago. And because of all the chaos and distractions in the hospital, um, I had to ask Brand to bring my medicine back up here because I don't want to disrupt my chemotherapy treatment. And some of my medicines are, especially when I'm this close to ending my first cycle with exceeding abundantly above all that I could ask or think. The reason I called to yesterday, Tuesday, the best chemo day ever, is because I went to chemo under my own power and fully prepared, totally engaged. I took my pain medicine at the right time so that my pain would be minimal. I still walked in on my cane because my hip can slip. And but I walked in very strong. The injection nurse said, I'm gonna start calling you a little ray of sunshine. You keep coming in like this. And not only did receive the injection, but the oncology has a psychologist, Dr. Gates, and she came to have a visit with me, took down some notes, and left a very good, sarcastic and funny, but very good suggestion uh, that I will be able to apply should the opportunity present itself. Present itself, and because it's mother, it probably will. So it'll be my response. I won't record it because it's mother, but it will be useful. And I told her that, and I was grateful. Uh, but before I went to chemo, after I dropped off Brand from school, I always have to check my surroundings and my diaper to make sure that I'm not going to be stuck on the 40-minute commute and have to pull over and find a bathroom. So I have like scoped out a couple. Walmart is one because it's only like 3, 4, maybe 7 things in Excelsior Springs. But I was gonna choose Quick Trip, and something said no, choose Walmart, so I chose Walmart. They had those little salads, and somebody had sent, or the algorithm had sent me a post of, it was probably AI, but something like a doctor, a medical professional, saying that adding rosemary and thyme are are a good way to fight through chemo because they're high in antioxidants. So I bought those two, the ones flat little boxes. And I bought my salad and I bought this little green shot. I still don't know where it is now because of the chaos and the distraction. But I'll find it because I overstand. But I had my little Walmart bag, hooked it onto my walker, had my big old purse, thanks Aunt Regina, and it's room in there to receive a lot of money because I'm about to receive a lot of money. I'm plenty of money. And I took my Walmart bag in there, sat down, got comfortable. It's like they try to make it like a sauna moment with the warm blankets and they'll turn your lights up or down, let you set your surroundings. But I got my 2 blankets and I'm manifesting abundance and ease, so 2 is more. But no, today was the first time I actually did that. That's why I call it the best day of chemo ever. Come in. Hey, Brian, you made it. I'm recording. I'm making a video. And I don't want to stop because it's already 26 minutes and I don't want to edit it. So, you want to be in it?
Not really.
Okay. You just want to leave everything?
I won't stop the flow.
You know what I forgot to tell you to bring? The oxycodone. But I'm realizing that because I'm on this side where I overstand, that sometimes those are distractions and sometimes those are instructions. So I'm learning the language
of distraction and instruction. Okay.
And I'm learning the language while I navigate in between. But do you feel safe? You feel okay? You feel like you understand why all of the things that had happened?
I still don't understand the why.
But now you see like that I didn't die and why you called the hospital and that you can trust me.
I see that you didn't die.
And
trust you gotta work on.
Rebuilding trust. I got you. So, I still gotta practice learning the language so that I can say the words that you need to hear to rebuild trust between us. Okay. And I think that as I do that, as I rest and listen and overstand and the demonstration of that, I think that will trust. They just had a turkey sandwich because there wasn't no dinner. The dinner is only till 6:30. But of course I didn't know that because the nothing by mouth randomly.
Right.
I met the hospitalist who's making all these decisions, and of course it was his first time seeing me. So he looked at me and he looked at the evidence and he looked at me again and he looked at the evidence and he said, "Do you feel pain anywhere?" I said, "I have some tension in my back because I'm still working out the navigating the language to release the tension." I said, "But not anything that can be treated with Tylenol." And all I had was Tylenol because I forgot to have you bring because the oxycodone is on. But the oxycodone brings distraction because I'm worried about the bowels, the opioid-induced constipation.
Yeah, constipation.
And so it's actually safer for me to just take Tylenol for the pain because that'll contribute to the evidence that they need to see. You don't want to say what the doctor told you the reason I got admitted is?
What did the doctor say?
No, he didn't say it to me. He said it to you and Morgan, Dr. Chris.
You were there.
I know, but I only heard part of what he said because he wasn't talking to me.
He basically said it's after the CAT scan, it's possible that they detected cancer and that it spread to your head and your chest.
From my back? Do they see cancer in my back?
He didn't say if it was still in the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a hug. I'll turn the camera this way. I can see the hospital room. And you can do your big reveal. thank you for all your help. Thank you for all your love, and thank you for all your support. And I'm so excited for you to receive everything that is coming to us, because we're not operating from a place of lack. We're operating from abundance.
Right.
Mwah. Love you.
Love you too.
I'm gonna finish this recording, and I'm gonna take my chemotherapy medicine. Wait. This is not my chemotherapy medicine. This is not the busted Walmart bag. These are my, you got this off the dining room table?
Yeah.
It's instructions. I don't know if I should leave the hospital, just refuse treatment and go home. And I guess the miracle has to happen that way, because the only other option is to have you go back and actually get my chemotherapy medicine.
Which I can do.
Okay. It's in my bedroom on the table, that it's in my bedroom. It's on the table beside the fan, close to the TV. It's in a back. Wait. I gotta be specific. It's a there. It's sitting on top of a Walgreens bag that is not a bag. It's busted in several places, so you can't use the Walgreens bag. But on top of the Walgreens bag is a bag. You see that bag right there in front of that Kleenex box? That's like clear as that. But it's full, stuffed full of medicine bottles. 2 of the bottles are kind of like big, and 3 of them are skinny, and one of them is a medicine bottle inside of a medicine bottle with that little poison label on it, because that's the really weird chemo drug. So please bring me that. Thank you, and I apologize for the distraction. Whew. Because the devil roams to and fro, seeking whom he may devour, there is a lot of distraction. And that is why I have missed so many opportunities to make the breakthrough. And that's why it took all of this. And that's why I've been so extra all my life. And that's why I've been so intentional all my life. And that's why I've been so specific. And that's why I've been so the type of person that my family would experience and describe as going above and beyond. Not even just my family, people who know me and meet me. They just say, oh, that's how she just like that. Now that I overstand, it's because I have to be sober and be vigilant, because my adversary, the enemy, seeking whom they may devour. So I had to be on watch. I had to be vigilant. And at the same time, I had to manage the chaos and the distractions. And then added to that, I had to manage the pain. And I did that and was able to earn enough money to keep paying my rent during tax season, because I go down rabbit holes and I focus so intentionally, and I am so thorough in the things that I do know. So I am so thorough in my knowledge of the tax code that I need to be reminded at least once a year, every year, to focus on the code. That's how I made the breakthrough. And all of the distractions, I need to make sure that I am focused on the names that I listed. Like there's a song, Focus on Me. Mm, 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 mm. I don't even know who the song. Focus on me. And then it says that I think focus might be the only words in the song. And maybe it's a video game song that I hear when my kids play a certain video game. Maybe it's an exercise song. But if I actually follow the distraction, follow the rabbit hole, I have the information and the knowledge in my brain to be able to figure out who that is. But I do that with my brain out of needing to be able to focus so that I can get to the breakthrough and not pay attention to the distractions and be able to communicate that to you. But over here on this side of ease, there is an easier way. There is a way not known to man. There is another plane. There is another understanding. There is another level. And the ushers and gods and goddesses that I mentioned, and prophets and guides that I mentioned, are the conversations that I will have the opportunity to have that will reveal the secret with no gatekeeping, and that will, for those that have an ear to hear, let them hear how to ease the tension, resist and remove the distraction, and navigate easily between both places. And the breath of God breathed in us, the God in us, be able to remove the execution and operation and function of the God in us. We will be able to be tuned in, tapped in, turned on, empowered, activated, the God in us, the God gene that is in our DNA. And that will break the code. When the word says, when the knowledge goes out, when the gospel reaches every part of the world wide web. But there's an algorithm in place, and then there's AI in the way. And the opposite of AI is I-A-M. I am. Code switching. Isms explained. Systems broken down by knowledge. My people perish for the lack of knowledge. That's the knowledge that I broke through to. And I'm excited to be able to share that. I know this video is long. I see time is a social construct. Gender is a social construct. These systems that we operate in are social constructs. Sexuality is definitely, y'all know that's a whole, even letters and words. Why is the name William Shakespeare in the Bible? Why did I study homiletics? Why did I take Bible? Why did I take Disciple Bible Study 1 through 5? Why was I so in it? And back then, when I took it, it was only 5. 5 was the highest you can go, and I always did 100% of everything. Why was I the president of Progressive Adult Ministries when I was pregnant with Brian by the minister of Progressive Adult Ministry, and his wife was pregnant too? Because I refused to tell the whole truth, because I refused to live in shame, because I refused to gatekeep, because I refused to lie, because I refused to not do my spiritual hygiene and not continue to try to fight from a place of lack to maintain this curated and created experience, even though I put on the full armor of God, even though I know what it means in the beginning was the word. I'm excited to go through this process with Elder Bass, with whoever, whatever minister. When I was going through my breakthrough, I sent a message to a minister that had came up on Facebook. And the reason that going live, I had made 2 Facebook live posts in the morning on my way to chemo. There was one of the best chemo days yet. And I feel what the chemo treatment I had yesterday is doing to my body. And that's why I am compelled to ask my daughter, who only has her permit, to drive out up through the city in the night. Not a lot of driving experience. And have her do that because I need to keep the chemo treatment going, so that, because every round brings me closer to remission, and all of this chaos came up to distract and delay and to try to put me in a position where that was disrupted. But somebody prayed to God about me, and those prayers empowered me and strengthened me to be able to make a breakthrough. And I had a praying grandmother. Hallelujah. And even though I couldn't remember how to hear her voice, when I pushed through and I refused to be quiet and stop talking, even though it looked to my daughter and my neighbor, because she had called my neighbor over, because she was so scared, and she had called my sister on the phone, and my sister told her to call the EMT, call the ambulance. And I was on the phone with my sister because I was trying to I was trying to rush the process. I was trying to disrupt the flow to get through the breakthrough. And I was so stuck that it looked like I had a seizure or a stroke or a heart attack to them. But I could see them seeing me do that even when I didn't have the words to say. So I developed a tic, because where I was before the breakthrough, it felt like I was stuck. But I had went up live on Facebook, so I could see myself. The phone was in front of me, so I could see myself get stuck. And then I could remember that my sister has a diagnosis of MS, and starts having seizures. She started having seizures. And then I remembered that that's what they need to see to think it's a seizure. So I kept saying, I just got here. I just got here. I just got here. And what I was feeling in my body was, I was feeling my mouth fill up and swell up and seal up. That's why The Secret has that red seal on it, like a piece of paper that they burn, melted wax burn. And I understand that now, because that's how they keep the code. That's how they gatekeep. And that's how they keep the code a secret. But I was able to understand that I needed to find a way to let them know, to communicate to them that I could see what was happening, even though they were seeing I could see them responding to what was happening to me. And then I needed to try to figure out how to communicate that to them, even if I couldn't speak. So I was using phrases and words, and every time I couldn't find the right phrase or the right word, I would say, I just got here, and I would move like this because it would feel like hitting my head against a wall. Because it created a rhythm, because it's an energy, and it created a rhythm, algorithms. It created a rhythm, and I couldn't get aligned with the correct algorithm to be able to navigate both places and spaces at the same time. But I figured it out. I persisted. And that's how I got my breakthrough. I know I said a lot. Now this video is 45 minutes. If you made it to the end, thank you for watching. And that is on purpose because you love me. And that's probably just my Aunt Regina. And I probably should have just made that part of the video and say thank you for pausing. And if you did sign a contract, it's all right too. But if you didn't, thank you for trusting me and valuing me. And I'm in a place and space where that value is being rewarded. And I'm so excited to have you as one of my guides to teach me how to share it, because you taught me how to walk. You were there when I took my first steps, had my first ponytail up to here, first cheerleading outfit, talk. And so all of this is connected to who we are, how we are, and why we are the way we are. And I'm grateful. Be encouraged.